Logan Paul is trying to take down and destroy CoffeeZilla in an attempt to hide and conceal another scam. Now, I'll be real, this is really low of Logan Paul, but I feel like Logan Paul is in the arc of his life right now where his public reputation can't really stoop much lower than where it currently is. So he might as well do more deplorable things, right? Because what? Are y'all gonna cancel him? like he's already at the floor. Around this time last year, CoffeeZilla exposed Logan Paul for running a scam called CryptoZoo. Now, Logan Paul would acknowledge that he did something wrong and apologize to CoffeeZilla, for threatening to sue him and being in denial that what he was doing was a scam.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intentions going in. But the fact is that suing CoffeeZilla is not going to help CryptoZoo holders, so I do need to focus my attention where it should be.
A lot of these celebrities are dictated by public perception. So do I believe that Logan Paul, within a span of a week, came to his senses, and all of a sudden became this virtuous and wholesome man? No. Right? I feel like Logan Paul, seeing what the public perception was, and, he was going to say and do whatever it takes to sort of fit in the public perception and not get any more backlash, right? And that was sort of backing off, CoffeeZilla, admitting that he was right, and then putting together a plan, to make the victims of CryptoZoo whole. So Logan Paul would announce that he had like a 3-step plan, to sort of address the issues with CryptoZoo and make anybody who felt like they were scammed to make them feel whole and to rectify the situation.
Which is on fans and supporters of me. You guys mean the world to me, so I'd like to announce my 3-step plan moving forward. Step 1, Jeff and I are going to burn our Zoo tokens so we have no financial upside in the game and it will add value to holder tokens. Step 2, we want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially you're gonna be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC for base animals and base eggs.
Logan Paul said a lot and promised a lot, but honestly, the only thing people care about are the refunds, are the people who were bamboozled, hoodwinked, and dare if I say scammed. Are they gonna get their full refund and their money back? With a little encouragement from CoffeeZilla, Logan Paul would promise a full refund for anyone who were victims of CryptoZoo and who was scammed. Now, it's been about a year. Logan Paul hasn't made good on that promise yet, which have caused some friction between him and CoffeeZilla, because CoffeeZilla has made follow-up videos encouraging and urging Logan Paul to give people their refunds because he can afford it, quite frankly. Now, Logan Paul, the last time we heard him speak on this, was apologetic and even thankful to CoffeeZilla for calling out the issue.
And lastly, thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation. And I mean that. Thank you, bro.
It was all good just a week ago, but Logan Paul ultimately turned on CoffeeZilla once he discovered that CoffeeZilla wasn't just interested in exposing the scam of CryptoZoo, but he was also interested in exposing other Logan Paul scams. That appears to be the reason why Logan Paul just recently announced that he's suing CoffeeZilla, despite the fact that Logan Paul thanked CoffeeZilla for his research and thanked him for bringing awareness to CryptoZoo a year ago.
It might seem strange, but I've got some fun facts for you that may or may not be related. Did you know 6 days before the lawsuit, I had featured Logan Paul in a teaser for a video? Did you know 21 hours before the lawsuit, I had texted Logan for comment? Did you know I told him he had 24 hours to respond, and Logan sued me 3 hours before the deadline? Yep, that's right. Logan's lawyers then threatened me in that lawsuit email that if I report on this new story, Logan might hold me accountable. And Logan's definition of accountability seems to mean he'll sue me, which is why I believe this lawsuit was not designed to win, but to shut me up, to threaten me, using Logan's wealth and a federal court system without anti-slap to send a message. Do not tell that story. Of course, I don't believe that's the only reason I was sued. Clearly, Logan wanted to sue me for a while, but I believe this new investigation played a role in pulling the trigger. Maybe Logan's team will deny this. Maybe they'll say it's coincidence they sued 3 hours before a deadline. Maybe it's coincidence I announced a story about Logan 6 days before, and maybe it's coincidence that Logan's lawyers threatened me about this new story while suing me for the last story that I hadn't discussed in 6 months.
Logan Paul sued CoffeeZilla after CoffeeZilla alerted him that he was investigating his other company, Liquid Marketplace. Now, Liquid Marketplace is another one of Logan Paul's, I guess, pet ventures that makes zero sense. And I don't even understand why anybody would put more money into a Logan Paul platform after seeing how many people got scammed through CryptoZoo. And honestly, I'm gonna put this out there right now, bro. I don't feel bad for anybody who got scammed or lost money in the Liquid Marketplace, knowing damn well that CryptoZoo was the biggest scam ever and people lost millions. If you were aware of CryptoZoo and you still invested in Logan Paul's other ventures, bro, you deserve to get scammed, and I don't feel bad for you. But the concept of Liquid Marketplace is a platform where people can buy into shares of an item. So let's say I have a valuable phone. It's the first ever created iPhone. Is worth $100,000. People who don't have $100,000 to buy the phone from me could buy shares into the phone. So if the value of the phone goes up, I guess their share goes up. But that's the problem. If the value of something is based on what somebody else is willing to pay for it, then how do you truly know what that thing is worth? And then if I want to share it, like, the phone isn't backed by liquid funds, it's backed by an arbitrary number that people think is worth. So how do you sell the share if there's no liquid funds, right? Like, you see, like, it's just dumb.
And in the same spirit, I made Logan aware of potential problems at a different company he co-owned, called Liquid Marketplace.
On a platform that I co-founded called Liquid Marketplace, it allows co-ownership of top-tier assets. So instead of one person, me owning this card, we as a collective can co-own it together.
This was a fractionalized collectible platform where Logan sold things like roughly half of a $5 million Pokemon card. The idea was you could buy tokens that represented partial ownership in rare collectibles. That video, by the way, got 8 million views, and a lot of people bought into this platform. The problem was, I had heard troubling stories about this company, and I was trying to verify if the claims were true. So I had gone to the CEO, Ryan Bahadori, to ask him questions, but he kept dodging meetings. And I don't mean he refused meeting with me, I mean we would set up meetings and then he did not show up. So I was troubled, and I brought this up to Logan. I figured if he's gonna make one company right, make them all right. Otherwise, it might come back to bite him. I mean, can you imagine the disaster if another one of Logan Paul's co-founded companies was discovered to have scammed his fans?
CoffeeZilla is so naive. He's operating from the viewpoint that Logan Paul isn't a scumbag. Like, oh my God, yo, Logan, look at this. Yo, this other company you're running is a total scam. Did you know this? Yo, you better fix this, man. You don't want this to get out. As if Logan Paul didn't know he was running an utter and total scam and sham. And CoffeeZilla thinking that Logan Paul would I guess, like, take that well is crazy, right? Because of course Logan Paul isn't taking that well. Like, you just exposed Logan Paul and, like, publicly ruin his reputation forever, and that any venture that Logan Paul, like, partake in is automatically going to be, like, met with skepticism. The fact that CoffeeZilla thought that, like, Logan Paul would then see this warning as an actual warning and a helping hand and not as a threat is crazy. Because Logan Paul obviously seen that as a threat and thought, yo, if this man exposed me again, it's over with, bro. I have to take action right now, which is what Logan Paul did. Again, Logan Paul is a scumbag, right? Like, if you're scamming, stop scamming, bro. Listen, like, you're already super rich. You don't need to scam your fans, right? And especially if you acknowledge it's a scam, bro. Like, you don't go ahead and file lawsuits to shut the person up from, investigating and reporting on you scamming. Bro, you fix the scam. And even if you want to take the approach of, yo, I'm not running these companies day to day, bro. I have people in place who are running these companies, bro. Then you go ahead and chastise the people who are ruining your good name and reputation by scamming on every platform you create. And you don't try to sue CoffeeZilla to stop this from getting out, because ultimately it's already out.
Hypothetically, that would be a very bad look. So I'm thinking, while he refunds CryptoZoo, Logan can push the CEO to talk with me, and I can figure out the truth. Maybe Logan can fix it if there's something wrong. And you can see Logan responds to me. He says, gonna push Ryan to talk to you. Again, appreciate it, man. Now, I don't hear back from Ryan or Logan about this, so after a while, I follow up again. I say, let me know if Ryan plans on talking. A lot of nasty stories still out there about Liquid Marketplace, embezzlement, etc., and he's dodged meeting me already once. Now, obviously, the most shocking part of this is the word embezzlement. Logan never replied, despite me reminding him again via email 5 months later that I wanted to talk to Ryan about, quote, embezzlement and, quote, potential fraud. Once again, not accusing anyone of wrongdoing, I'm simply doing my job at the time to chase down rumors and unverified claims. Without concrete proof, I would have never talked about any of this.
This is like being at a workplace and getting injured. Everybody is good and communication is flowing and everybody's trying to be helpful. But the minute you mention, a union or a lawsuit, all communication stops because they have to protect themselves. So in the case of CoffeeZilla and Logan Paul, as soon as Logan Paul sees, I'm investigating for fraud and embezzlement, bruh, Logan Paul learned from for the first time, because like the first mistake Logan Paul made in like the CryptoZoo exposure is he was communicating with CoffeeZilla and actually like giving statements. This time around, Logan Paul went absolute cold turkey, cut off CoffeeZilla, was not responding back to him, and he was preparing to sue CoffeeZilla, right, to try to shut him up. Because Logan Paul knew deep down inside, bro, that like, there's some shady practices going on. And even if I'm not involved directly, bro, my name is gonna be involved in another story where I'm being called a scammer, right? Like, this is bad. Now, before CoffeeZilla could essentially like break the story off the lid, another entity that Logan Paul probably wasn't expecting would beat CoffeeZilla to breaking his story off the lid and making it public.
But on June 19th, 2024, things changed because the Ontario Securities Commission revealed a liquid marketplace investigation where they accused Liquid Marketplace of being a multi-layered fraud, taking in $2.7 million from the sale of these fractionalized collectibles. The platform allegedly did not do exactly what it promised. Some of the blockchain tokens did not even mint. But even worse was the allegation that approximately $3 million was misappropriated from $10 million they raised of investor funds. This is a very similar claim to the one I had tried to verify. Ryan Bahadouri, the guy I tried to speak to, was accused of, quote, making hidden payments to shell corporations without any legitimate business purpose, as were two other of the founders. And Ryan was accused of, quote, using company credit cards to buy high-end fashion, expensive jewelry and watches, personal health and luxury spa services. If only there was someone who could have investigated this sooner. Now, it is really important to say Logan Paul is not accused by the OSC. Only 3 of his co-founders and his company is. But given the history, I had questions.
Logan Paul knows that nobody knows his co-founders, right? Zoo, whatever. Like, nobody knows their name, but they know Logan Paul. And even though Logan Paul is completely innocent and is the 3 co-founders who was scamming and embezzling, well, guess what? People are automatically going to give him the blame, and he probably knows this. So he's trying to sue CoffeeZilla to silence him. But this is the wrong move. And on the other turn, suing CoffeeZilla and trying to stop him from exposing the fact that members of your company is scamming makes us to believe, oh, you are fully aware, or you probably have a hand in it and don't want him digging too deep until he finds what your wrongdoings are. I don't know. It just seems odd because suing CoffeeZilla for making a video 6 months ago for calling you out for not giving 4 refunds to victims of CryptoZoo, it seems odd. And it don't seem like that's your focus, especially when you mention the Liquid Marketplace within that memo to CoffeeZilla to threaten him not to speak out about Liquid Marketplace, bro. It seems like bullying tactic, man. I don't know, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys believe, right? You think Logan Paul is scamming and this right here is an attempt to hide it? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video right here to find out how evil LA goons ambushed and attacked Brian Pumper at the bus stop. I'm going to see you guys in this video. Out of here, folks. Peace.